Hello everyone and welcome back. Of all mysterious phenomena, time travel is the one we want to be real. The possibilities are endless, and according to some people, they've already experienced them. Of course, it's easy to dismiss all these people as nuts or liars, but there are some convincing stories of people who may have actually traveled through time. Today, I have for you 5 of these stories, so grab your flashlight and follow me into the darkness. Journalist J. Bernard Haddon and photographer Joachim Brandt were sent by a German newspaper to do a story on the Hamburg shipyard in 1932. It was an uneventful visit until the bombs began raining down. Haddon and Brandt realized they were caught in the middle of an air raid and hightailed it out of there, but not before snapping some photographs. When they got back to the center of Hamburg, no one believed their story. They developed the photos they took, intending to prove to everyone that they weren't crazy. In fact, they proved the opposite. The photos showed no signs of an air raid. 11 years later, Haddon was living in London when he opened up a newspaper and probably nearly spilled his coffee across his desk. There was a story about Operation Gomorrah, an air raid in Hamburg. The accompanying photos looked exactly like what he experienced in 1932. Senior Royal Air Force Commander Sir Robert Victor Goddard, widely known as Victor Goddard, claimed to have experienced a time slip. In 1935, Goddard flew over what had been the RFA station Drum in Scotland on his way from Edinburgh to Andover. The Drum station was no longer in use. After demobilization efforts following the First World War, it had mostly been left to its own devices, and indeed, that's what Goddard said he saw as he flew over it, a largely abandoned airfield. On his return trip though, things got weird. He followed the same route he had on the way there, but during the flight, he got waylaid by a storm. As he struggled to regain control of his plane, however, he spotted the Drum airfield through a break in the clouds, and when he got closer to it, the bad weather suddenly dissipated. But the airfield wasn't abandoned this time. It was busy with several planes on the runway and mechanics scurrying about. Within seconds though, the storm reappeared, and Goddard had to fight to keep his plane aloft again. He made it home just fine, and went on to live another 50 years, but the incident stuck with him. Indeed, in 1975, he wrote a book called Flight Towards Reality, which included discussion of the whole thing. Here's the really weird bit. In 1939, the Drum airfield was brought back to life. Did Goddard see a peek into the airfield's future via the time slip back in 1935? Who knows? In 1954, a man trying to get through customs at Haneda Airport in Tokyo, Japan, had a bit of trouble with the customs agents. It wasn't because he forgot to declare something on his customs form. It was because he claimed to be from a country that didn't exist, and he had a passport and stamps to prove it. His passport was from a country named TAURED, which he claimed was in between Spain and France. When customs officials pulled out a map and asked him if he meant Andorra, he became angry. He said that yes, the location was right, but TAURED had existed for at least 1,000 years. He had never heard of Andorra. He was given a hotel room for the night, while the police tried to figure out what was going on. Even though there were armed guards posted outside his room, the man had vanished by the next morning. His passport which had been stored in the security office at the airport, was also gone. Officials never figured out the mystery of the man from TAURED. In 1911, Charlotte Ann Moberly and ELEANOR JOURDAIN, who met just prior to working together at the all-female St. Hugh's College in Oxford, released a book that caused a sensation, an adventure, detailed an experience they'd shared while visiting the Palace of Versailles in 1901. While wandering the extensive gardens around the Petit Trianon, they suddenly began encountering people dressed in 18th century outfits, including a woman who strongly resembled Marie Antoinette. Had they encountered ghosts or slipped back in time somehow? Another person has come forward to claim they have time traveled, and they say they have chilling proof of the future of humanity. The man known only as Edward gave a secretive interview where he showed a photograph of an underwater city he claims to be from the year 5000. A video shows Edward describing what led him to time travel as he sits in what is thought to be an Armenian park. His face is hidden and his voice distorted, as he claims he was part of a top-secret experiment in 2004. This is what gave him the chance to travel through time, he says. During his admission, he pulls out a photo from his jacket and says it was taken 3,000 years in the future. It apparently shows Los Angeles deep underwater. He says, "I will tell you a story which will amaze you, and you will be astonished." He was working in LA in a laboratory when he says he was offered an assignment to go to the future and take pictures. He said, "I appeared to place. It was unbelievable. I was standing on a huge wooden platform, not only me, houses, building of course, all made from wood. And after I realized it was the same city, Los Angeles, but underwater." Which story was your favorite and why? Do you believe that we can travel through time? Let me know in the comment section below. And let me also know what do you think about this new video. As always, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you like my videos and want to see more, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you all in my next video.